Hey everyone, welcome back to AWESMR Pop. Today I'm super excited to do something spooky with you. Let's make a delicious Halloween breakfast. These waffle bats are sure to start your day off on a festive note. And why wait for Halloween? You guys can start now. But before we jump into it, if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any awesome videos. Alright, let's do it. Here's some of the ingredients that you might not have around the house, so grab some variations of chocolate, candy eyes, and some strawberries. Everything else you probably already have. I'll be using this standard size waffle maker. Let's get this preheating while we make the waffle batter. That's going to consist of 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Let's give that a mix. Now I'll add a tablespoon of sugar. I'll be making mine chocolate by adding a tablespoon of cocoa powder, but you can just leave it plain by adding vanilla extract or even adding something like Nutella instead of the cocoa powder. Let's mix this. Don't worry if it's clumpy, we'll be mixing it more later. In this bowl, I have half a cup of flour. Let's add in a pinch of salt and half a teaspoon of baking powder. Mix that up and then we can add it into the wet ingredients. I'll slowly add this in. This batter is a little bit thicker than I'd like. Let's add some milk to thin it out. You can use whatever kind you have at home. That looks better. To make the color darker and more bat-like, I'll be using some brown food coloring. Let's keep adding it until it gets to the color we want. This isn't quite dark enough. Let's add a little bit of black to make it more batty. That looks good. It'll get even darker when it cooks too. Let's go cook them. I'm gonna add in 1/3 cup for each waffle. Let's close it up and let it cook for 3 minutes or however long your waffle maker says. Check it out! This smells delicious! Let's let it cool on a plate while we make some more. Now that all of our waffles are done, let's cut them in quarters. You could just rip them, but cutting it makes it look cleaner. We'll use 2 pieces for the wings. Let's place them on a tray. Now we'll need to melt the chocolate. I'll be using these Ghirardelli chocolate melts, but you can use whatever you want. I'll microwave this in intervals until it's all nice and melty. Time to dip the strawberries. I love chocolate-covered strawberries, so this is perfect. Let's place that right on the wings, and then we'll add the 2 eyes. And that's it! Just do the same for all the other ones. And we're done! These just need to set for a bit and then they're ready to go. You can add whatever extra toppings you want too, like fruit or maple syrup, or to make it even more festive, candy corn. Time for the taste test. That's delicious! The waffles are perfectly cooked. It's a little crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. I'm gonna devour this entire plate. Well, this was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to see more. Thanks!
Hey everyone, welcome back to AWESMR Pop. Want to learn how to make a sweet Halloween treat today? There are healthier options compared to candy, so you can definitely eat more of these. We're making fruit jelly pumpkins. Alright, to make these treats, you will need oranges. You can also use tangerines, or any other fruit that gives you an orange color. And to make perfect pumpkins, you will need a mold like this. Alright, let's start by peeling our oranges. There are a lot of ways you can actually peel an orange. I like to use a knife and make a cut all around. Make sure the cut is deep enough to remove the peel, but make sure it doesn't puncture the flesh. Then grab a spoon and use the end to remove the peel from the flesh. Then you can use your hands to finish peeling the orange. Pretty simple, right? Now let's peel the other half. Awesome! Here's how your orange should look. Now it's time to blend our oranges. I can only fit 2 at a time. Then you want to blend until you get a smooth liquid texture. There we go. Alright, next, you'll need a mesh strainer. Place it above a bowl and pour in your orange juice. You don't want the pulp inside your jelly. Then use a spoon to push out all of the liquid. Once it turns into this thick paste, you probably got all the liquid out. And then you basically want to repeat this process until you have enough orange juice to fill all of your molds. Awesome! Now let's heat up our liquid. You want to start on low heat. We'll also add half a cup of sugar. If you're wondering, I did blend all 6 oranges. I'm also going to add some agar powder. Make sure you measure out your liquid before pouring into a pot. You'll need 10 grams of agar powder for every liter of liquid. Once again, make sure it's on low heat and cook until it starts boiling. Then you can turn it off and let your liquid cool. Once it's cool enough, you can pour your orange mix into the pumpkin molds. There we go. Now we need to let our jelly pumpkins chill in the fridge overnight. If you don't have the time, I would give it about 2 to 3 hours. That should be fine. But if you can, leave it overnight, or as long as you can. Alright, is everyone ready to check out the fruit jelly pumpkins? Let's pop one out. Here's a closer look at our fruit jelly pumpkin. Look how beautiful this looks, and it looks so smooth. Let's take out another one. Woo! I just want to take a bite out of it right now. Okay, before we do a taste test, let's do one final thing. We're gonna add some green icing on top to make the vines. You can get creative with this. Make whatever vine design you want. Give me a minute while I make a few different kinds. Nice! We're finished! Here's another look at all of our fruit jelly pumpkins. This is the sweetest looking pumpkin patch. Alright, now it's time to do a taste test. Obviously, this should taste like an orange, but I'm really curious about the texture. Oh, that had a delicious sweet orange flavor, and texture-wise, it was like biting into a dense jello. It's actually a pretty awesome texture, and the taste is really good. These are honestly really good fruit snacks. The pumpkins are really fun to eat, and if you like oranges, you won't complain about the taste. The sugar and agar powder definitely help the flavor. Even if you don't make these for Halloween, you should definitely give these fruit jellies a try. I might try it with another fruit next time. That's how good it is. Let me know which fruit you want to see next. Alright, now just sit back and relax while I do a little gummy slicing show.